gas around Dartmoor. It's October the 28th and it's a Friday. I'm out on a Friday rather than a Saturday because I can't do the Sunday this weekend. Plus for another reason, being that the buses that I used to get up here all changed as of this weekend, and getting up here is going to be a bit difficult thereafter, I think, so this could be my last camp. So yeah, I'm currently on Showstone tour, and as you can see, tent's up. I'm using the Vango F10 Helium 1 again. Just had a bit of an issue setting it up. Did notice this end to the lines for the fly sheet keeps slipping, so I think it's because they're wet, but the cords are quite thin, so I'm going to change those out some point in the future. But yeah, shelter's up, it's looking alright. I'll get everything out of my rucksack there in a minute and get it sorted. I've got a few things I want to try, and I'll show you what that is shortly. Right, one item I'm using this time is my Sinmat UL7. An idea I've had recently is to put this mat inside my Cedar Summit Reactor sleeping bag liner for two reasons. One is to stop the mat from sliding around inside the tent, and secondly, that to me I think will probably give a bit more insulation to my mat. So it's worth giving it a try anyway this time. It does seem to work at home. One other item which I've got recently, and it's new, is one of these flex tail gear tiny pumps to inflate the mat with. I have used this quite a bit at home recently, just testing it, and I've managed to inflate this mat from a full charge 8 times. I've also used it to inflate my multi-mat and my pillow 2 or 3 times, and also have the light running for an hour and it was still working. So let's give it a go in the real world then, and I'll show you what this looks like. Right, that's the mat inflated and it's inside the sleeping bag liner. So yeah, it doesn't seem to slide so much. So obviously with this pump now, I've taken the adapter off. What I'll do now is I'll hang it up on a carabiner to the line here, and it also acts as a light. So yeah, I'll see how this goes and see if I recommend it later on. Right, the only thing left in my rucksack now is my waterproof coat and trousers and gaiters, and 1 or 2 other little ends and pieces, but everything is now unpacked. My mat's already inflated. My sleeping bag is my old Carrymore ultralight. My jacket, insulated jacket, it's a Montane Icarus. I've got my little bag, diddy bag, which is my power bank, head torch, spare batteries for the camera, and my little pocket radio, which I'll get going in a minute. So my other stuff: CNOC 2 litre bag, Outkit 900 pot with gas canister, GSI Infinity mug with my Outkit Coral stove, platypus water filter, little flask of some whiskey. I did have a can of beer, unfortunately I left that one at home. So the other stuff: 1 litre Nalgene 600ml Coke bottle. I've got my titanium sport and my bag of food, which I'll show you just shortly. Alright, food wise, this time I'm keeping it pretty simple. Tonight's meal, I'm having an adventurous food. It's one I've never tried. I've heard it's supposed to be pretty good, but pasta with fungi and that. I know it says vegetarian, but I'm going to use this as a base maybe for other meals. Maybe adding stuff like pepperami or beef jerky in, but thought I'd give it a try. I'm afraid no spam tonight, no frying. I did have a new frying pan recently, titanium one, which was non-stick. I did cook in it. I had a couple sausage and an egg, and it all burnt, even though I did put oil in, and it wasn't really non-stick. So I'll give it a try with bacon and spam one day, but I didn't want to risk it this time. So that's tonight's evening meal. Breakfast tomorrow, I'm giving you all day breakfast and Wayfair a bash, and I've got one of these packet warmers to go with it just to give it a try. My backup meal is one of these Go noodles. I probably won't eat it. Other stuff, I have got a couple crunch bars, a flapjack. I've got a couple of bourbons left. I just had one a minute ago, and my thing of drinks, which is 2 hot chocolates, 2 soups, There's one or two fruit drinks in there, and odds and ends of like matches and spare instant tea. But I have got tea bags, milk powder and sugar, so I'm going to get a brew on the go in a minute, and then do some more water and have this, and see what that's like. Alright, this is that pasta fungi one. Actually that's pretty good. I gave it a little bit extra water than he recommended. I think I said they fill up to level 8 and I give it to like level 9 or 10. It says for 8 minutes, I give it just over 10 minutes, but that's rehydrated okay. Tastes really nice, fine as it is. I mean, you probably could put a bit of, I don't know, pepperami or a bit of beef jerky in with that and it'd still be good, but yeah, pretty good actually. I think I probably would have this again, so I'm going to enjoy this now before it gets cold, and I'll catch you in a bit. Getting a bit misty on top of Yes Tor and all that, but then again it is the highest point, so it is just come up to about 6:30 now. As you can see, it is getting pretty dim at the moment. Just finished my tea. I really enjoyed that adventure food pasta al fungi, whatever it was called. As the meal itself, it's pretty good. I would have that again. I would like to try it with maybe like a bit of beef jerky or pepperami in it, but that's for another time. But yeah, I would recommend it. So at the moment I'm now enjoying my cup of tea that I made at the time and having my last 2 bourbon biscuits. I'm just going to pot around here for a little while. I did think about doing a time lapse, but it's not looking too good at the moment, so I think I'll just walk around here for a bit. Then later on I'll probably make another hot drink, tea or hot chocolate and a bit of whiskey in it. And then I'll get my head down and try and get up a bit early tomorrow. But this probably will be my last bit of filming now, so I'll catch you tomorrow. Good morning folks, it's about 8:15. I don't know if you can hear it, but it is raining quite a bit at the moment. So I've decided to start packing up in here now, and I'm going to have my breakfast. So I'm going to get some water on the go. Have a cup of tea, and I'm going to have this all day breakfast, and I'm going to use this heating pouch and put it inside my insulated bag, give that a go. So before you say anything, yes, the vent is open up here. I am letting some steam out and it obviously goes underneath. So when I've had my tea and my breakfast, I'll finish up packing up. The sleeping bag's already in the cover in that, so I'll pack the tent down and I'll crack on. So anyway, water's coming to the boil now. I'm going to have a cup of tea. Alright, it's just after 9:15 now. So well, anyway, that hot pack meal heater did a pretty good job actually. I've used them in the past years ago and I found them to be absolutely crap, but I think these are a different version. So with that inside my insulated pouch, this meal is actually pretty hot still, so I'm going to enjoy that, finish my cup of tea. When I've done all that, I'll finish up packing up the rest of the shelter, and then I'll press on and I'll bring you back then. It's 9:30 now. All my gear is packed in away in a rucksack. All I've got to do now is take this tent down. But yeah, it is a bit breezy. It's not raining like that as such, it's just all this low cloud stuff and the claggy kind of stuff hanging around at the moment. But it has rained quite a bit in the night because the ground around me, around my shelter, is actually quite saturated. So anyway, I'm alright. I've got my waterproof trousers and my coat on, so should be good for that. So anyway, I'm going to let this tent blow here for a few more minutes, seeing it's eased off, and then I'll pack up and head on towards Meldon Reservoir, I think. Certainly windy, but at least the rain stopped for a while. But anyway, it's coming up towards 10 o'clock now. I'm all packed away, as you can see. I've also now got my rucksack cover on just in case it rains. So usual thing, leave no trace. All my rubbish is inside my rucksack. That is where I slept last night, and that ground is pretty well saturated now. So I'm just going to double check this area, make sure I've not left anything behind. I'm going to chuck on my rucksack and make my way towards Meldon Reservoir. Well, Meldon's certainly filled up just recently. So camping camp there. I ain't got far to go, just down to where those trees are, which is like a 5-minute walk. So time wise, not bad going. It's 12:05, so plenty of time. So I'm now going to stop here for a few minutes and admire the view. Here you got Road Tour on the left, Westmill Tour in the middle, and Yes Tour on the right. So as I said, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to have a drink, one of these real Termat peach ones, and a Dorset flapjack. And when I've had that, I'll press on. Right, I've now come off the moor and I'm heading back to Old Campden. So this is my last bit of filming. It's been good to get out again. I've been out for about a month or so. It's just a pity it was a bit wet and windy last night, but then again, it is Dartmoor. As I did say earlier on, this could be my last trip of the year, and maybe for quite a while. That's down to the fact that I use public transport, and the service that I use now, they're scrapping the Sunday service, which doesn't quite help me. But in theory, I can still get up here, but not for the weekend. So I have to see what happens. So if you like this one, give us a thumbs up. If you've got any questions or comments, and I'll get back to you. So for me, I'll catch you all again sometimes in the future. Cheers and gone.